YouTube, this is Lucky here at Team Kaiju Thunder, and today we are going to be looking at a new Archetype deck that came out in the Shining Victory set. A lot of people have dismissed it. It is the Digital Bug archetype, and it's actually fairly decent. So my friend Gennaro here is going to give us his deck profile on that.
Gennaro aka Hades. But anyway, first you must have 3 of this guy because he special summons from the hand. Digital Bug, Web Soldier at 3. You can put him in defense mode, special summon 1 Digital Bug from your hand. And then when this card's used for an XYZ material, that monster gains this current effect. All your opponent's monsters will switch to defense position, and they become 0 defense. He's a rank 3 light type. And that's the Digital Bugs, actually. They're all rank 3, level 3 light type monsters. So he's actually really good to start off plays. And I'll just say in terms of, these are like Star Seraph's own mode, Star Seraphs and Tellers in a way, except for the fact they recycle and special summon from deck, hand, and graveyard, and you'll see how in a second. So 3 of those. Next is the guy that special summons from the deck is Digital Bug Centibit. Some people will probably call it Centibitch because it is a bitch card. Anyway, this card, when the battle position of this card is switched to from attack position to defense position. Yeah. Special 1 insect, level 3 insect from your deck. Also, when this card is used as a material, this card the card that's used gains this current effect to attack all defense position monsters your opponent controls.
Does the other bug have an effect if it's used as Xyz material?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. It puts all your opponent's monsters into defense position, and then makes their defense 0. So him and him. So I love this. If I don't have any others, these 2 at least together, put in defense position to 0 defense. Him attack all of their defense monsters. So you can leave them with no field.
A lot of boss monsters these days typically have little to no defense, and what these guys do is, even if they have defense, it just makes them 0 and just attack over it.
Yep. Next we have 3 Howling Insect. Okay, he's a boss card in any insect deck, guys. Okay. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 3 insect monster from your deck in defense or attack position. So usually if I don't have these other guys to go off, and he is a target for these guys too. They special summon any fucking insect. So your whole deck is searchable pretty much. So defense, attack over. Okay, I'm going to special summon. Next, my turn. Go crazy. Okay, that's all for 3 ofs. Next for 2 ofs, we have this guy's at 2 because he's not really that great at 3 because of the reason he specials only from the grave. Is Digital Bug Cocoon Denser. Okay, I'm just going to take one to read their effect. Okay, you can target 1 level 3 insect in your graveyard. Special summon it. Switch this card to defense position. When this card is used as a Xyz material, that monster gains this effect. When that monster declares an attack on a defense position monster, your opponent cannot activate spell, traps, or monster effects till the end of the damage step. Basically, It becomes an Armides.
But that only works if they attack defense position.
Yeah, which is what this deck is based off of, putting everything in defense and just like boom. Which is fun. So he basically says, okay, I'm attacking your defense monster, you can't activate shit. It's like giggity. 2 honest because they're all light types. Pretty basic. We all know what it does, at least I hope so. For any of you that do not know his effect, when this card attacks, a light monster attacks opponent's monster, or its attack, basically battles. Okay, let's just use that word. Discard this card from a hand, and that monster gains the attack of your opponent's monster.
But that only works if your monster is a light type.
Correct. Which, this whole deck is basically light type, so it goes off. It's really good in hand. And it basically, for all the big monsters, plays, it's just like, okay, I'm going to honest, you know, you want to take the damage, I'm fine with that, you know.
Yep, there have been times where he's had double honest in his hand, so he just overruns anything.
And
Usually for
you're probably
game.
running Y, and you'll see why in a minute. But first, 280 changer, okay? For 80 changer, how I get him in the grave, you'll see in a minute. But basically, I use him for this guy. Normal summon, effect, banish,
You
defense,
can't see that guy.
special. This guy. So what happens is, he's got this in the grave. I banish this, put this in defense. His effect will go off the special from the deck. It starts off your combo. So that's why they're in there, and also if I want to, I can use them for putting an opponent's monster in defense. But usually I do it for mine. So 80 changer. Now for one of, so we have one Gem Knight Lapis, one Gem Knight Obsidian, and one Bachi Bachi Bachi. Okay. These are level 3s, that's why I have them, and you're probably, if you haven't guessed already, to why they're in here, you'll see in just a second. This guy is when he's used for an XYZ material, and he's also a light-type insect, it can do piercing damage. There's an OTK with this deck, and you'll see it in a second. So, yeah.
So your bugs put everything in defense mode, make their defense 0, and then Bachi Bachi gives the monster piercing.
Yep, and if I have that guy, he can attack all the opponent's monsters. And I'm about to show you how it starts the OTK, is for spells, 3 of. 3 Stoic Challenge. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the, so Stoic Challenge basically says for every material under my Exceed monster, he gains 600 attack. And it does double the damage, it does, this turn. At the end phase of my opponent's turn, it dies. But, this card, right here, is a boss. It takes 2 or more level 3 light monsters. So there's been times I got 5 materials under him. So he gains 3,000 attack there, plus his 1,800. And then with those materials, the monsters are 0 defense. My opponent can activate card effects. He does piercing, and he attacks all the defense position monsters.
So if your opponent has a full field, they're pretty much dead.
All they need is 2 monsters and they're dead. Because, let's see, 4,800 2 times. That's a game. So that's all it requires for the OTK on that percentage. Okay, off from that, the fun part. For searching power, when an insect monster is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, Verdant, you get to add the insect at the same level to your hand. Search power. And because of this card, like, if you start off with Howling Insect, great combo. So, if you haven't guessed how, basically, if I want to start with the combo, I'm just going to set him, right? If they attack over and destroy him, his effect is Special Summon, this effect is Search. That's two off of my deck, and that allows me more consistency. And so...
Now, if you have multiple of those on the field at the same time...
I get multiple searches.
So let's say if you have 2 of those sanctuaries and that bug that specials.
Okay.
So if that dies,
destroyed.
you get to get 3 cards.
I get the Special Summon 1 and then grab 2.
That is really good.
And every time, and it's not once per turn. So every time they destroy an insect, I get to search. So like if I have more insects on the field, and they're like, okay, I'm going to Special Summon another Howling Insect or something else. Okay, they destroy it. I'm like, okay. If it's another Howling Insect, I Special Summon, or if it's another bug, it's like, okay, I still get 2 more searches. Thank you.
Alright, what about simultaneous kills?
Simultaneous, such as...
Raigeki. If you have multiple insects and you get Raigeki.
You'll get 1 search off each one if it's something like Raigeki.
Okay, so not 1 for each monster, but each time it's actually destroyed and simultaneous
I would say
counts.
so, even though it says when a face-up insect-type monster is destroyed. So, yeah, I would say that's how the ruling would be, because this card's text has not been updated, which I would think they need to reprint it in its text and be like, when a monster or insect monsters is destroyed, but it basically, you would not get more than 1 search still, though. That's just the natural ruling. Okay, next of 3 ofs, because actually this deck is all level 3s, so you know what's actually relevant. 3 monster slots. Monster slots is actually a really good card as it is. And it basically in this deck it takes place of upstart goblins really well. So you target one monster you control, and one monster in your graveyard of the same level. Guess what? They're all level 3s pretty much. Okay, you banished one in graveyard, draw a card. Also, then if you drew a level 3 monster, reveal it and special summon it. Deck thinning, as well as, you know, other bull. You can go off into bullshit, especially if you draw your level 3s. And overallness, it's just too good of a card not to have, and at least not in this deck. Honestly, this card was hated on for so long, so now I'm glad there's a deck that actually could be like, hey, look, this card is actually useful to kick your ass. So, yeah, 3 monster slot. I'm going to be adding a third. I'm waiting on it to come into the mail. It hasn't come in yet. So for now, we have 2 Brilliant Fusion. I'm going to be adding, like I said, 3. But what I usually do with the Brilliant Fusion is I dump one of the Gem Knight cards, just at random, an 80 changer. And if I have my other guys in, you know, just start going off in one turn. Have a whole field, OTK. This card, alone allows the OTK first couple turns if you open it. Like I said, I'm waiting on a third to be in the mail. So as I'm going to go ahead and say now, this deck profile is version 1. It's going to have a version 2 later. Well, those are 2 ofs, and I have another 3 of, whatever. I have ghost rares of these coming in the mail, but for now, the common ones, Mystical Space Typhoon. If you're wondering why back row hate, just because I know some back row can be annoying from any deck, especially my deck, and so I get rid of them.
So why not Twin Twister?
I don't really have Twin Twister, and I don't want to invest into it right now. And I just don't like the point of basically losing 2 cards over 1 card. Like with MST, you just pop one with its own, but that's Twin Twister, you discard 1 and you destroy 2 for the equivalent. But I just don't like the fact to actually just discard my cards if I don't have to. And just, to me, MST is still better than Twin Twister. I think Twin Twister's more of a option. So, just personal preference on the MST, basically.
Fair reasoning.
1 Upstart Goblin, and for consistency. Too bad it's only at 1. And 1 Foolish Burial to dump another AD Changer or something I need, or another one of my digital bugs to start special summoning like crazy again. So, that's that. Now, this new card is amazing. It's almost like a double Call the Haunted in 1 card for these guys. Plus its secondary effect. It's 3 Bug Emergency. Target 2 level 3 insects in your graveyard. Special summon them. Their effects are negated. But if they're used for the material, they still get the effects. But also you can banish this card from the graveyard. This one I don't really use it for. The level of all level 3 insect type monsters you currently control become the banished monsters. Like you banish one of your Exceeds, and it becomes that rank. I run 3 because, like I said, it's basically a double, you know, Call the Haunted, and this is too good. They go in defense mode too, so you know. You can only use one of them. Use the effect of it once per turn. Next, for 2 ofs, we have 2 Quaking for that defensive purposes. Like, I love just to be like, you know, for the Quaking, I just love to be like, oh, you're attacking me? They're forever in defense mode now. I just love to be able to say that. And it's just it's one of the best, besides Drowning Mirror Force, even though Drowning Mirror Force has that one side effect, which is why this card, in my opinion, is just the best, and then Drowning Mirror Force second best. Mirror Force is made right now, and I just love it. So, yeah, defensive purposes. Then we have 1 Solemn Warning and 1 Bottomless. And staples.
Yeah. And, of course, if you have any strikes on hand, you're free to use those.
Yeah, over the Bottomless, I would run a strike, or, like, yeah, and put the Bottomless in the side. For my sideboard... Oh, wait, for my extra deck first. We have This guy is my favorite out of them. I love his effect. Is Digital Bug. I'll call him Scarab. Okay. He uses 2 or more light type level 3 monsters. You could when this card destroys a opponent's monster by battle since it's a graveyard, put it under this card as a material. Then during either player's turn, I can attach 2 materials from this card. Target up a monster my opponent controls, put it in defense, and negate its effects to the end of the turn. Next, we have 3 Giga Brilliant, because this is an insect deck. And I love him as well because he amplifies, even though it's only 300. 300 can go a long way in a duel, plus it's a light type.
Yes. Plus, you can use that effect multiple times to stack up the attack.
Correct, and it's literally not till end of phase, it's permanent, which makes it amazing. We have 2 Gem Knight Seraphinite. The reason she's in here, she allows you a second normal summon, so that's why she's in here. That's literally that's the only reason. Which in this deck, that's the only reason it needs. Next, we have 2 Digital Bug Core Bag. I actually don't go into him much. You can target 1 level 3 insect monster you control, detach 2 materials from it, special summon this monster on top of it. You detach 1 material from this card, target a defense position monster, shuffle it back into the deck. When a battle position of a monster is changed, you can target 1 insect type monster in your graveyard and attach it to this monster. That's a material.
Okay, so that's fairly often.
Next, we have 2 Digital Bug Rhino. This card, you detach 2 from a light type, level 5, rank 5 light type. Special summon it. This is a long one. If this card attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing damage. And once per turn during the player's turn, I can attach 1 material from this card, destroy the face-up monster on my opponent's side of the field with the highest defense. Or if it's a tie, I choose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just for the most part always turn it to 0.
Yep. So I just get rid of okay, I'm going to, and it doesn't target. It just says destroy 1 card.
Ah, nifty.
It's basically like Smashing Ground. It doesn't target. And the tie part, the player targets, so stuff that says oh, if the monster card targets this, no, not gonna get it. 1 Wind Up Zen Mains. 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, which Zen Mains is going out for a different card most likely. Ghost Trick Alucard's going out for Leviathan. Yeah, he's going out for Nightmare Shark. He's going out for Leviathan Dragon. And this card's actually really fun. 2 light type monsters. You can attach 1 material from this card, put all your opponent's monsters into defense position. And that's it for the extra deck. Now for the side. I added for my side a chance so I can do some synchro options if I really want to. So we got 1 Celestial and 1 Goyo. 1 Genex Alley Birdman. 1 Ojama Trio because this card is just annoying to everybody.
Yeah, plus they have 0 defense, so just summon your Piercer and then just go through them. And then they take additional damage.
Which is why it's in here. I want a second one. 1 Compulse. 1 Stumbling. I didn't put it in the main because, I just didn't want to. Didn't have the room. But it's really amazing anyway, so it's in the side. Basically, when a monster is flip summoned, special summoned, or normal summoned, or, yes, tribute summon is a normal summon, so don't be smart on that one. Gets put in defense mode to the end of the turn.
So it's kind of like lose 1 turn, except
doesn't negate their effects, and they don't have to be it works on everything.
Okay.
2 Void Trap Hole, because we all love Void Trap Hole because of its effect. Basically, when a monster with 2,000 or more attack is special summoned, negate the effect of one of those monsters, and then destroy one of those monsters. 1 Book of Moon. 2 Grand Horn of Heaven. 4 the most annoying fucking Cosmo. 1 Iron Imperial Wall. I want to get a second one. 1 Night Beam. And 2 Forbidden Chalice. And that's it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been Hades with a Digital Bug deck profile. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, comment, and once we get enough subscribers, I will be making a Facebook page and a Twitter. This is Hades, and Team Kaiju is out.